Fitin10 Nation, it is, am I centered here? I am, roughly. Okay. It is day 53, 17 days to go, and a reminder, you can still make some really good change in this challenge. You can still make some really good change. It's a little over 1/5 of the challenge still left to go, and that's still a lot. All right, so do not give up. Every day counts. Every day, especially when you look at your scans and you see how much fat you lost, especially a lot of you from your second one to your third one, and we worked out, I did this for a lot of you, I worked out how many ounces of fat you lost per day. Think about that, right? So every day, you have a chance to do that. Think of it that way, and then it just adds up over time. Okay, so every day counts. Everything you do counts. And a reminder that your food log history is only as accurate as what really you've actually done. Okay, so just because your food log says something, but you didn't actually do that, okay, is not an accurate reflection. That is not reality. Reality is what you actually do, not what you put in your app. Okay? It's akin to saying that you worked out 3 times this week and you only worked out twice. No, you didn't. You worked out twice, right? It's like you didn't work out 3 times. You worked out twice. It doesn't matter that it was written down as 3. What is reality, right? So you've got to really be honest with yourself. Okay, also, please, reminder, do not get in the trap of either doing, one of the two things, eating more and then trying to burn it off, or thinking that just because you had a day where you believe you burned more calories, that you can then go ahead and just add in some food. Okay, especially if you're not like super methodical, and especially if it's like pretty much just junk food. Okay, don't get into this trap. Okay, because it will not work for you. All right. Okay, more questions here. Name something specific you need help with. Watching my form during my workouts. Put less strain on my mid back, especially when putting heavy dumbbells or barbells down. Okay, listen, if anybody needs help with this in class, if you are fearful that you're going to hurt your back, just ask me. I will gladly come over and move the bar for you, okay? Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? Rest. How pivotal is rest, sleep when it comes to weight loss? Okay, when it comes to fat loss, indirectly it might have some effect. Okay, lack of rest might have some negative effect. Maybe. But if you're sleeping less, you're moving more. I'm assuming, right? Unless you're just lying there. But when you think about it in respect to how you feel, so your performance in the gym, when you think about it in terms of your muscle recovery, because your muscle recovery will be slower, these things are going to affect your performance in the gym. And if you can't perform 100% in the gym, then that might slow down your progress with fat loss. So indirectly, there might be something there. In terms of weight loss, okay, you're probably going to always weigh a little heavier because you'll hold more water. 100%, if you don't sleep enough, you will hold water and your weight will be up. That is not fat, that is water, and that is different, okay? This is why we don't really care about your weight. This is why we do a scan, because we want to see how much fat you're losing, okay? I don't care if you're holding water. Water can come and go. We don't care about that, okay? There's many ways to get rid of water. There's many ways for us to hold water. And this just happens, especially younger females with hormonal changes. We see it all the time, pretty much every day, up and down, or I should say throughout the month. We don't care about this, right? We just care about fat loss. We care about body composition. Keeping lean body mass up, trying to reduce fat mass, right? I know it helps our recovery. Okay, good. All right, so I just kind of said that, but what exactly does it do when it comes to weight loss, if any? Okay, yeah, I really don't think it really makes that much of a difference. Okay, again, when it comes to fat loss, weight loss, your weight will be higher. That's just more because of water retention. Okay, I'll tell you a little story. When I got ready for a contest back in, so this would have been in July of 2019, I got in one of the best conditions. Condition means I got one of the lowest body fats I'd ever been at. I was estimated to be somewhere around 4.5%, whatever that means. I was very lean. Really, pictures do it more justice than just a number. A number is just a number. But I was very, very lean. Probably the best condition I'd ever been in. The final 6 weeks of that preparation, I'm not exaggerating, I could not sleep. Well, okay, I am exaggerating. I could sleep a maximum, and this is, I'm not exaggerating, a maximum of 3 hours per night. If I got 3 hours of sleep per night somewhere in the last 6 weeks, that was a good night. Generally, I was sleeping about 2 hours every single night. My body fat levels were so low that I was just sort of stuck in like a sympathetic state. So I was just when your sympathetic nervous system's turned on, you're alert. You can't settle down. And this tends to happen when body fat levels get low. And this is just probably a survival thing. My body was telling me, like, look, you're not going to rest. You're going to go and look for food, right? But unfortunately, obviously, I couldn't do anything about that. It's because I was trying to get down to a certain condition for a certain contest, right? Just for essentially a certain day and time, really. But I still got super lean, but I didn't sleep. Okay, so I could definitely see that I was holding water for sure, but again, that's just water, right? Okay, benefits of apple cider vinegar first thing in the morning. Okay, I already talked about this. I'm assuming you sent this in because you asked me this question before, and so you probably I hadn't answered it till a couple days ago. So I went over the benefits in that video, maybe like 4 days ago, I want to say-ish. Is it better to drink it with water? Yes, it is better to drink it with water. I think I talked about this to dilute it so we don't get that huge whack of acidity at one time, right? We dilute the acidity essentially with water, right? Okay, let's get the message of the day. Compare what you want with that. Okay, let me reread this here. Compare what you want with what you actually do. Compare what you want with what you actually do. Okay, not what you feel like you do, not with what you think you do, with what you actually do. With what you actually do. Okay, this is really, really important. And I see this time and time again with clients in general, especially when they're new clients. And we do a food journal thing. I usually will ask them to list me what they eat. They'll tell me a typical day of eating. I say, no problem, just write it out. And then I get them to journal for a week, and they go, okay, yeah, well, I can see that really, what I told you doesn't really accurately represent what I'm currently doing. Because your memory will not serve you well. You have to write down everything you do, okay? And we want to remember ourselves a certain way. Quite often, not always, but quite often this is the case, right? We always want to think we're doing better than perhaps what we are. So we need to look at reality. We need to put emotions aside. We need to be as pragmatic and methodical when it comes to changing body composition. We can say weight loss. Okay, I'll say weight loss, even though I don't like that term. We'll say weight loss because I think you guys will understand that better than if I say, maximizing body composition or improving body composition. You need to be, again, methodical and non-emotional about it. And you have to say to yourself, I want to help myself. I want to help myself, right? So compare that with what you want with that of what you actually do. Okay? And then that will help you to maybe make some changes so that we can enact more actual change, right? So we can see results, right? Okay, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you guys soon, tomorrow, as we roll into, we're heading into the final 2 weeks, right? A couple more days. All right, talk to you guys soon. See you.